Sinahi magazine for the blind.
We'll continue with Wednesday's lesson, and that was all about adjectives. We stopped at comparative and superlative adjectives, comparatives and superlatives, and since some of you still have a lot of trouble with this, I'm gonna go over it again. Okay, so we say, or we saw on Wednesday, comparatives and superlatives. We said that comparative adjectives are used when we want to compare a person to somebody else or a thing to something else. This means when we want to compare two people, to places, to animals, to things. We could say, for example, she is taller than her sister. This car is more expensive than my car. Okay, and we mentioned that if we want to make a comparative adjective or an adjective in the comparative, we have two ways. It depends on how many syllables are there in this adjective. So if you have a one-syllable word or a one-syllable adjective, you add in the comparative er to the adjective, and you must have the word than. She is taller. Tall is a one-syllable adjective, so she is taller than her sister. However, this is not the case with long adjectives, with with what we call in English long adjectives, and that is the group of adjectives which have 2, 3, 4 syllables, okay? Multi-syllable adjectives. Like expensive, this car is more expensive than mine. Here's a little note about 2-syllable adjectives. Okay, if the adjective ends in a Y, like happy, easy, funny, in fact, these adjectives have 2 syllables, but they follow the same rule as one-syllable adjectives. That is, we add er to them in the comparative. Okay? Then we say, she is happier than me. He is funnier than his brother. Okay? Is that clear?
Yes, it's clear. It's clear.
This is exception. Heavy, heavier. Happy, happier. Easy, easier. Okay? We don't say more easy, more heavy, or more easier. Doesn't make sense, more easier. It's like saying more easy. And this doesn't exist in English. However, we have a few 2-syllable adjectives that can be, or that can take either er in the comparative or more. Okay, they can take the two forms. They can take an er or the words more, less. Okay, this means it's correct if you say, for example, simple, simpler, or more simple. Okay, simple is the adjective. It is a 2-syllable adjective. It is a 2-syllable word. If you say it simpler, This is correct. And if you say more simple, this is also correct. It can take ER or more or less. Some common ones, okay, some common adjectives that can take ER or more are quiet. So you can say quieter or more quiet. Polite, you can say politer or more polite. Simple, okay, I've just said it. You can say simpler or more simple. Friendly, you can say more friendly or friendlier. However, it is more common to hear more friendly than friendlier. Lovely, you can say lovelier or more lovely, and again, it is more common to hear people say more lovely than lovelier. And lively, you can say livelier or more lively. Okay, these are the most common adjectives that can take either ER or more and less. Is that clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Now there's a group of one-syllable adjectives, okay? And you know the rule for one-syllable adjectives. We say the general rule is to add ER at the end of these adjectives. But this group I'm talking about are exceptions. They are actually one-syllable adjectives, but they follow the rule of multi-syllable adjectives. This means they don't take ER in the end. However, we place the words more or less in front of them. These adjectives are ill, okay? Ill is a one-syllable adjective, but we don't say iller. We say more ill, less ill. Real, we don't say realer, no. We say more real, less real. Right, more right, less right. Wrong, more wrong, less wrong. And fun, more fun, less fun. You notice all these adjectives have only one syllable, yet they don't follow the rule of one syllable, the general rule of one syllable adjectives. We don't add ER to them. However, we use the words more and less if we want to put them in the comparative. Is that okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Yes. So, superlatives, we use them when we want to compare something or somebody to, okay? I want to compare Burhan to his brothers. I can say Burhan is the tallest. Okay, so I'm comparing him to everybody in the same group. This car is the most expensive. Comparing this car to every car in the same group. And to form the superlative with short adjectives, we need to add est and the no than. We don't use than. However, we need the definite article the before the adjective. The highest, the tallest, the shortest, and so on. With long adjectives, we use the words most and least. The most we always need the definite article the with superlatives. The most, the least expensive, the most intelligent, and so on. And the same rule applies to the exceptions we saw in the comparative. I mean, for example, the words simple, polite, friendly, we said they can take both, either ER or more, less. In the comparative, in the superlative, they can take both EST or most, least. So we can say, this is the most polite boy, or he is the politest boy. You see, we can say politest, the politest, and the most polite. The simplest or the most simple. The friendliest or the most friendly. The quietest or the most quiet. And with the exception related to one-syllable adjectives that can only take more or less in the comparative, also they take only the most, the least in the superlative. These are exceptions. So we say the most ill, the least ill. Don't say the illest. This is not correct. These are exceptions. The most real, the least real, not the realest. The most right, the least right. The most strong, the least strong, and the most fun, the least fun. Is that okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Yes,
It's okay, Miss.
On to, comparing things that are equal, okay? That show similarity or sameness. We said if two people, things, places, or animals have the same, are equal, okay, are the same, are similar, this means there's no one that is better than the other, or there's no one that is worse than the other. So here we put the adjective, no matter if it is a short or a long adjective, we put it between two ases. So your hair is as short as mine. Your car is as expensive as mine. They are the same. They show sameness, similarity. Is that clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Yep.
Now it's time to do adjective order. Okay? It's quite challenging, this topic, or ordering or putting adjectives in the correct order is a bit of a challenging task for English learners, for most English learners. So let's see how should we order adjectives appropriately in English. In fact, we have some rules to follow in order to put adjectives in the right order. Okay? First rule is that opinion adjectives go before fact adjectives. So what I said that when we have to put several adjectives before a noun, the first rule to follow is that opinions, okay, adjectives that refer to opinions, come first. Then we put adjectives that refer to facts. So opinions go before facts. Example. Let me give you first what do you mean by examples of opinion adjectives, okay? Examples of opinion adjectives could be delicious, nice, useful, beautiful, interesting, boring, exciting. Okay? So, for example, saying that something is exciting does not necessarily mean it is exciting for everybody. Okay? This does not mean that everyone will agree with you and see it as or describe it as exciting as you do. So, as I said, examples of opinion adjectives can be beautiful, useful, nice, good, bad, and adjectives that show facts. Some examples of them, we have small, pink, old, silk. I'll give you an example. So we said we place opinions first, then facts. They live in a beautiful old house on the edge of the city. You see, beautiful is opinion. It's my opinion. I see it beautiful. You might not see it as beautiful. You might not describe it as beautiful. Old is a fact, okay? If you see the house, if we see this house together, the house together, for example, we are passing by, then we see a house. I think it is beautiful. This is my opinion. I see the house beautiful. I describe it as beautiful. And you might not describe it as beautiful. In your opinion, it might not be beautiful, the house. But old, we can agree about that. When we see it, it looks old. We both can see that. Let's agree on that. So, beautiful is opinion, old is fact. This is the first rule. We put opinions, then facts. And determiners are always, determiners always come first. If you have an adjective, a determiner, and we said that determiners act as adjectives, so determiners always go before any other type of adjectives. Here we have they live in a beautiful old house on the edge of the street. So this is the first rule. We have determiner, then opinions, then facts. Is it clear for everyone, this first rule of ordering adjectives in English?
Yes, it's clear.
The others?
Yes, it's clear.
I have a question. يعني أنت قلتي اللي تتكون من توبرجا إنجليزي شد بجنة.
Two syllables.
والله أنت شاطرة بس.
اللي تنتهي بالواي.
إيه.
هذا قاعدة بس تصير على comparative و superlative أيضا.
قلت قبل قليل نفس القاعدة اللي نطبقها على الcomparative نطبقها على الsuperlative، يعني كلاهما محمد على الاثنين. يعني إذا قلت happier في الcomparative أقول happiest في الsuperlative. بالمناسبة
بس
إيه تفضل.
إيه تفضلي أنت.
لا قل أنت أولا ثم أقول أنا. تفضل.
لا بس كان
إيه؟
أريد أن أقول الكلمات خمس كلمات شواذ كان.
إيه سأعيدها لك. أوكي دقيقة فقط. Muhammad, thank you so very much. You draw my attention to something. Wallahi, I don't know. I'm getting so forgetful these days. Adjectives that end in Y. You said two-syllable adjectives that end in Y. They don't follow the general rule of 2-syllable, 3-syllable adjectives. We add to them er. But there's a little thing we have to do, and that is we have to take off the y and change it to I. Okay? Y becomes I and add er in the comparative, est in the superlative. Is that clear for everyone?
Yes, it's clear.
Yes.
Muhammad.
Yes, it's clear.
سألتني الكلمات اللي تقدر تكون يعني بالصيغتين إما إما more إما est إما the most محمد.
Yes.
هي polite, simple, quiet, okay, friendly, lovely, lively.
Yes.
So, is it clear about the first rule for ordering adjectives in English?
Yes, miss, it's clear.
Yes, it's clear.
Rule number 2 says adjectives that describe a general idea go before adjectives that describe a more specific idea. For example, it is a long wooden table. Long describes quite a more general idea. We can say about a street that is long. We can describe a street as long. We can describe a girl's hair as long. We can describe a book, a novel as long. So it is used to describe so many different things in so many different ways. That's why we say it describes a general idea. So, and wooden is quite more specific because we use it actually with things that are in fact made up of wood. And we say this is or it is a long wooden table. So more general adjectives that describe a more general idea go before adjectives that describe a more specific idea. Is that okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Yes.
Good. Any questions up to now?
I don't have any questions.
Now let's look at the full rule for adjective order. Well, this may sound a little bit complicated. The full rule suggests that adjectives order should follow that pattern. Opinion comes first, size comes second, shape comes third, age, color, nationality or origin, then material. You see? So many adjectives. But this is not really common. Okay, people don't usually use so many adjectives in one sentence. Give you an example. I have a beautiful, big, round, old, pink, Russian tablecloth. You see? I started with, here I have a determiner, and determiners act as adjectives, so I have to start with it. Then I have opinion, beautiful, size, big, shape, round, age, old, color, pink, nationality or origin, Russian, then the thing I'm describing, tablecloth. Here I don't have the material, so I don't have to put it. I have a beautiful big round old pink Russian tablecloth. Is it clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Yes.
I'll give you another example. So you might have also quality, and quality comes, sorry, I'm sorry. Quality comes after shape. If you have quality, so the order becomes opinion, size, shape, quality, age, color, nationality, and material. I'll give you an example in which we have a quality. He bought a beautiful long, warm, new, black, Spanish silk scarf. Here we have the
for the
material.
blind.
So I put the determiner first, as I said, then opinion, beautiful, long is the size, warm is the quality, new is the age, black is the color, Spanish is the nationality or origin, and silk is the material this scarf is made up of. Okay, material. Is that clear concerning this point?
Yes, it's clear. Crystal clear. Clear. Crystal. Yeah.
Good. The others.
Yes, it's clear.
Yes, it's clear.
That's all about today's lesson. We are done.
Okay.
Lesson is over.
Well done.
Sinahi magazine for the blind.